Hi, my name is Melissa Zimmerman, and for Understanding My Community, I'm doing the community of Wichita, Kansas, which is where I am currently teaching. Um, some of the known customs and traditions are definitely that it is a culturally diverse area with lots of different religions and lots of different types of families. There's single parent families, um, this traditional type family, there's interrelated families, mixed families, you name it. There's all kinds of different families that are currently living in the area. It's largely a working middle class socioeconomic status. It does have the most diverse population in Kansas. The cultures there are very open to change, and there are many different festivals that bring people together. For example, the River Festival, there's a Native American festival that goes on in June, and all types of different festivals that bring the different cultures together. Some of the population characteristics are that there is a population of 385,577. There 83% of the population is high school graduates and only 25% is college graduates. That kind of surprised me. I was expecting a higher amount of college graduates. In the school district of USD 259, there are 51,169 students, and the average age of adult living in the area is 33.9. 49.3% are males, 50.7% are females. The average income is $44,184 with an unemployment rate of 10.5%. And this unemployment rate has been pretty steady over the past several years. 64.3% of the population is Caucasian, 15.6% is Hispanic, 10% is African American, 4.6% is Asian, and 0.8% is Native American. Some of the known communication channels are the newspaper, the Wichita Eagle. There are 36 FM stations and 14 AM stations in the area. There are five different news channels: NBC, KAKE, KWCH, Fox, and KPTS. There's also a couple of Spanish language channels that present the news, and there's the option of having closed caption in the Spanish language on some TVs. The majority of people get the news through local TV or social media. Some of the known community groups are the Center for Change, NAACP, Kansas for Family Rights Now. Charity groups in the area are the Lord's Diner, Salvation Army, Kansas Food Bank, Red Cross, and the YMCA. Kansas State Department of Education has probably the most varying influence on the area, basically because they influence what kind of curriculum is being used in the school and what kind of policies are being enforced in the school district. The cooperation, CASA, Wichita Police, Families Together, Kansas DCF, or Department of Children and Families, they cooperate with the school quite a bit to make sure that our students are getting the best treatment possible and make sure that all of their needs are being met. And when that's not happening, they will become involved and we will get them involved in that situation. The groups that have the most different type of influence on the community would probably be, in my opinion, the United Teachers of Wichita and the KNEA. There are many supporters of these groups, and I would be one of those, but there's also lots of controversy involving these groups because they do have some influence over the policies that are being carried out within the community and within the community schools. The influencing agents in the community are definitely the mayor, which is Carl Brewer, the superintendent, which is John Allison, and the administrative leadership team, which is made up of different important people that are part of USD 259, for example, the chief financing officer, the legal department, those sort of people, and definitely the Board of Education. The people they are influencing are the citizens of Wichita, including students, teachers, people that work in that community. Some of the different theories are that within the school, theories are delivered by instructional coaches, principals, and district-wide in-services. Usually it's not very often that the superintendent comes into the schools and delivers, or the Board of Education delivers those different theories. It's usually done through the grapevine, through the instructional coaches, the principals, passed down on to us. Some of the community leaders' characteristics that are needed in Wichita are the ability to mobilize others and gain buy-in. That is very important because there are so many employees in the Wichita School District that you definitely have buy-in, because otherwise whatever you're trying to get pushed through is going to fail if you don't have the buy-in. The leader needs to be accountable and transparent to the community and school stakeholder groups. Needs to be able to empower others. Definitely have integrity so that people can trust him and know that he's going to do what he's going to say, or she's going to do what she's going to say. And most important, I think, is competence. We need to be able to trust that they are going to lead us in the right direction, the direction that our community needs to be heading. Some of the known economic conditions: manufacturing is the largest employer in the area, 21.6 of the area employee is in manufacturing. Healthcare is the second largest. Vulcan Chemicals, Cargill, the Coleman Company, Koch Industries, Via Christi Health System, and Chance Rides Incorporated are some very influential companies in the area that hire locals and keep the economy going in the right direction. The average property values are $119,900. The known political structure. The question was set forth, can we separate politics from education? In my opinion, I don't believe that's possible, mainly because a lot of our funding comes from the government, so there's always going to be that component of politics being a part of education. More money is spent at the state and local levels on education than any other function of government. To prove that point, I researched and found that $430,697,380 was given to USD 259 by federal and state contributions in the year of 2012-2013. That's a lot of money. The budget is $628,110, or I'm sorry, $628,110,765. And that definitely is the federal and state contribution is more than half of what the actual budget is. In USD 259, there are 102 physical school buildings and a 57.184% mill levy. State and national understanding. I believe the public is starting to understand more than they have in the past about the amount of money that's being contributed to education, but I think we still have a long way to go. There's still a lot of controversy over how much money is spent and what an expensive contribution that is to our society, but it's definitely one that's valuable and needs to be that way. So there needs to be more education in that area. Some of the known social tensions are gangs, poverty, crime, private versus public schools. That's a constant debate going on in USD 259 because of the large numbers of students that attend there and the amount of choices. There are a lot more choices there than there are in most areas of Kansas. So that's constantly a battle between private versus public schools, and whether the education is the same and the private school kiddos are getting as good of an education as public school kiddos. Some of the causes of this are the lack of education and, unfortunately, a lack of opportunities. You would think in a big city that there would be more opportunities than in a smaller one, but unfortunately there's also that mind thought that poverty is okay and education is not important, so we need to be looking at ways to change that. And there's cultural and family differences. Different cultures put importance on different things versus what other cultures think are important. And then definitely discrimination is still a factor in the Wichita area. The standards that are being addressed through this assignment, is definitely standard one. An educational leader promotes the success of every student by facilitating the development, articulation, implementation, and stewardship of a vision of learning that is shared and supported by all stakeholders. If we have this kind of data and we can put this kind of data into play, we're better able to address the needs of our community. And then standard four, an educational leader promotes the success of every student by collaborating with faculty and community members, responding to diverse community interests and needs, and mobilizing community resources. This is definitely coming to play because we are looking at those different needs and the layout of our community so that we can address the needs of the community and mobilize those community resources. This is also an area we need to continue to work on, and currently our superintendent is doing that by holding public forums to see how USD 259 is addressing the needs of the community and how we can do better. So this is a standard we will be constantly evolving in. The resources I used, I got a lot of my facts from City Data and from KSDE, Budget at a Glance, and of course the KSDE just basic web page. Thank you.